Right, everyone. Very, very, very bad draw. Very bad draw. It's everything we possibly could have. Nothing. Like, it seems like nothing lately in this area is going to our plans. Partly of this is due to us, 100%. But yesterday, we've had one of those days where the ball just didn't want to go in. Hitting 4 crossbars in one single match is something which, if we try again 20 million times, we will never be able to succeed in again. It's just one of those. It was one of those days where the ball just did not want to go in. Now, obviously, don't get me wrong. We played against a team where we had to dominate in every single aspect, and I am gonna start off by saying that we can't think of not winning yesterday's match, but we didn't play too badly. And I am, yes, I'm gutted because it's one of those matches which we have to win. But we did, I think we did the best. It was one of the days where the ball just didn't want to go in, and it's as simple as that. I think hitting 4 crossbars, having more than 45 attempts, and finding only 1 goal, which came after 78 minutes, it's something which we can spend ages talking about, and I think we will never ever find a solution of how yesterday's match went in that way. But I think, obviously, Venezia were paying for their pride. They were already relegated. They're already officially relegated. They're automatically last in the league, so they didn't have nothing to play for. But we just didn't concentrate well the first 5 seconds of the match, and those 5 seconds of the match resulted in being the fatal errors of yesterday's match. Now, the big question, I'm not gonna spend so much time talking about yesterday's match because what I'm gonna say is that it's something which I've said in yesterday's vlog. I'm keeping on saying in match previews, in match reactions, is that we've gambled it. We've gambled it too much, and I hate to say it, but this is the most shittiest decision we could make. We have gambled the end of our season. Now, I'm telling you something. If we don't win that Conference League final, I am gonna be fuming with every single player of this team. Not because we didn't win that final, but because we bottled it, and if we lose that final, we will most probably not be playing in the Europa League next season. We have just directed our path in one direction and completely ignored the fact that we could easily have taken another path by getting points against Bologna, by getting points against Venezia. But no, we just said, let's just close that path. My head is in Tirana. My head only thinks about the final. I couldn't care less about this area. I'm going to win the final, and I'm going to show everyone that I'm going to get in the Europa League. Fine, do that. I have no problem with that, because if we were to win the Conference League, then every single ramble which I'm going on about in these last couple of weeks and today will be ignored. If we win the Conference League, great. We're in the Europa League, we won a trophy, great. I'm not. Everything gets ignored. The draw yesterday gets ignored. The draw against Bologna gets ignored. But if we don't win that Conference League final, then it's where the fuming side of me comes in, because that will be the most perfect definition of bottling something. Having 2 alternatives to one conclusion and only taking one is a massive risk. But this is the way we've decided to be. And now, we need to hope that our opponents, in fact, Atalanta is the first of our opponents to play in this game week, is playing currently in Milan against AC Milan. They're currently 0-0. Halftime just happened. So we are going to glance at the league in a sec. Who cares about top 4? Big ups, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Because that's where the juiciest positions come in. So we're going to look at the table in a bit, examine the last game week and do teams, Lazio and Fiorentina, which we'll be playing tomorrow. We will do that, I promise. But first of all, I want to give my impression on something which is the biggest question of this end of the season, which is the question of this video. The title of this video is the Europa League at serious risk. Now, you see, I think if we give up, we automatically are imposing a barrier on ourselves, which goes fine, I don't want to play in a Europa League. If we give up in this last game week in believing of getting in a Europa League, in preparation of Tirana, of the Conference League final, if we just suddenly drop down with our morale and start going, yeah, but, no. If we start doing that, then we are immediately putting a barrier in our minds, a psychological barrier, and we're not winning anything. And next season, we will be finding ourselves in best situations in the Conference League. That is how much giving up at this stage of the season will have a knock-on effect on the rest of the matches. Because don't get me wrong, against Bologna we drew 0-0, and the psychological side of us, mentally, we were tired, okay, and that plays a lot with your morale. Now, if you add on another draw with a team which was officially relegated, we are coming towards the last match of the Serie A and the Conference League final, which is 5 days after that, on a very negative note. And that can affect us in a negative way. So, giving up, morally being depressed at the end of the season, will have a knock-on effect on everything. So, I'm going to say out loud, giving up right now would be the biggest mistake we can make. Because yes, we drew 0-0 against Bologna and we basically lost 3 points because that was a match to win. We drew 1-1 against Venezia and we lost 3 points and that was basically a match that we had to win. Yes, that sucks. But that does not mean that now, against Torino, we need to give up and just stick with the Europa Conference League path. Because the Serie A path, yes, it's getting more complicated, but it's not over, ladies and gentlemen. And this is something which I love to emphasize. It's tough because we've wasted our chances against 2 teams which we had to win against, but it's not over. And giving up right now would be the most fatal mistake that these players could give. The most fatal mistake that these players could give. Now, something which is really nice. Yesterday, obviously, you probably saw it if you saw the vlog. If you haven't already, go back. Yesterday was at the stadium and I filmed the vlog. The result might have been the greatest, but it was a good vlog. Atmosphere was lit. So check it if you haven't already. At the end of the vlog, you might have seen that the players were giving out t-shirts in the last home game of the season. I think that was very, very, very good. Not for the fans, but for the players. Because getting 2 meters from the fans, like we were literally 2 meters away from the players. For the players, being this close to the fans makes them feel so much motivation when it comes to Torino away and Feyenoord in the final. That I think the fact that the entire team, not just the players, Mourinho, and I think the staff, Mourinho's staff as well, just went to the fans is something which I think might be a winning factor when it comes to the Europa League, being in a Europa League next season. I think those few minutes of close contact, which sounds pretty weird, just stick with it. Those few minutes where the players were close to the fans yesterday made them feel blood in their mouth. Because something which really struck me, basically these are the 2 curvas, right? I was sitting, you probably saw it from the vlog, I was sitting on the right of one of the 2 curvas. And I have this image in my mind of something which happened yesterday, which I just see being such a good image, and I can see it being such a good factor when it comes to morale in these latest matches. Now, Pellegrini and Abraham were the 2 last players who came around and just felt the passion with the fans. And a few real Ultras fans called Pellegrini, and Pellegrini went to them, and Pellegrini was literally holding hands with these fans, which were saying the most motivational speech to a captain which anyone could probably say. That to Pellegrini, after hitting 2 bars yesterday, was, I think, it would mean so much to not just Pellegrini but the entire team in these last matches of the season, which I can't emphasize enough. So I'm gonna say it again. Yes, our Serie A path of getting in a Europa League has complicated. That's inevitable because we've wasted our chances. So we've kind of been stupid ourselves. But it's really, really, really bad, and it would be a mistake to think that it's completely over. Because, we're gonna look at the table now. Because the table is interesting. I mean, not just top 4, not just top 2, because it's a big fight between AC Milan and Inter Milan. But when it comes to 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, I think it's even more juicier. Now, we have got, I'm gonna just illustrate everything. You can see on the screen the 4 biggest opponents and the next matches that they will be playing. Fiorentina and Lazio are playing tomorrow indeed. That's why they have 2 matches in compared to Roma and Atalanta, as you can see. Now, we're basically so close to our opponents that one mistake from them just completely revolts the entire league. So we've got 5th position occupied by Lazio, which obviously have 36 games and 62 points. We have 6th Roma, which obviously 6th is still Europa League, 6th. Yes, it's bad to be behind Lazio. But at the end of the day, we are playing a final. So 5th or 6th, 6th would be fine. We are 6th with 60 points, and we played 37 matches. 7th is Atalanta, who have the same points as us. But this is live because Atalanta is playing now, and they've played 37 matches. And Atalanta have still got 45 minutes to go against AC Milan in Milan at San Siro, with Milan who need to win to try and win the league. And then we've got 8th, which is Fiorentina, which is playing tomorrow, with 59 points, but they have 36 matches like Lazio. This is how close we all are. Now, we bottled these 2 chances, which could have meant basically automatic Europa League, but we've bottled it. We've complicated our lives, we've been gambling it, and this is where everything basically relies on our opponents. Now, I do think, I'm not just here to say it, I do think Milan in the next 45 minutes will find a goal. It's just so crucial to them that I do think AC Milan will win that match. And that means that Atalanta will have 37 matches and 59 points, 1 point behind us. Now, Lazio is playing tomorrow in Turin against Juventus, which, frankly speaking, can I see Juventus losing a 3rd consecutive match? I think it has never happened in the history of football. Juventus are coming from a loss in the Coppa Italia final, a loss against basically almost relegated side Genoa. Their morale is shite, but they're playing at home in a match where can they even allow themselves to not win? I'm not too sure, because 3 consecutive matches if Juventus don't win, I think it's something very weird. So Lazio could easily lose points in Turin, and Fiorentina are playing tomorrow against Sampdoria in Genoa, which are technically still not safe from relegation. So Fiorentina, you know what teams which aren't already safe and are fighting to not be relegated, or at the end of the season, they are the devil's best friend. So let's say that every of our opponents lose points in this game week. It will be very close, and then we would bring it to the last game week of the season, where we definitely have the toughest match out of all. Torino away is a match which, I'm going to say it right now, to win that match, we will need just 100% concentration. And the fact that that match is like 5 days before the Conference League final suggests to me that the concentration won't be there. So, I'll be honest, I don't want to be pessimistic here, but we're not going to win against Torino. Torino away, Atalanta have got Empoli at home, which is fairly easy for them. Lazio have got Verona at home, and Fiorentina have got Juventus at home. So we definitely have the toughest match as well as Fiorentina. But it's so close that any team which makes a slight mistake out of Lazio, Atalanta and Fiorentina, Roma can benefit from that. It's so close. So it would be completely wrong for us to say that our Europa League chances with this area, not counting the Europa Conference League, are over, because they're not. We still have a full game week to go through. And yes, we have the toughest match, potentially, but football is football. And if Atalanta lose today, if Lazio lose tomorrow, if Fiorentina lose or even draw against Sampdoria, then, I don't know, the last game week will be crucial, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely crucial. Now, the last thing I want to do is obviously speak about the Conference League, because, you know, we are talking about how we're risking Europa League. If at the end of the day we were to win the Conference League, then great. Obviously, every single thing we've said in these last couple of weeks gets completely ignored. But it's not going to be that easy. Now, Feyenoord did lose today, 2-1 at home against Twente, which is like the team behind them, which are like fighting for the playoffs or something. Now, obviously, Feyenoord, just like us, don't care about the league anymore. They just want to be concentrated for the final. But they did lose at home. And they were playing basically their starting 11 apart from Reece Nelson. So, if we were to win the Conference League, then great. Everything gets ignored. We won a trophy. We're in the Europa League. Happy days. But we need to win that final. And something which we got wrong is the fact that everyone thinks that the Conference League final will be an automatic win and therefore automatic access to the Europa League final. If anything goes wrong in that final, like penalties, imagine penalty shootouts, if anything goes wrong, players go under pressure, and if we were to lose that match, I've said it yesterday in the vlog, this entire season goes from a success to a failure in a matter of seconds. And to be honest with you then, I would really consider, do we really want to play in a Conference League next season? Or do we just want to focus on the Serie A, fight for top 4? Our objective right now is obviously to prepare the best way possible for Tirana. But that does not mean to abandon the Serie A. Because if anything goes wrong, in worst cases, we can find ourselves with no Europa League next season and no trophy within our hands this season. So we have gambled it, don't get me wrong. You know, in life, we need to risk. Risking is a big part of life. Luck is a big part of life. Do what excites. But the thing is, it might be a bit too far. Now, I know that Mourinho's got the experience when it comes to finals, but I'm kind of worried about the players, because these players don't have many final experiences. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, I'm going to say it again. I think we've seen this club go through so many emotions this season. The amount of points we've lost against small clubs is something mental. But I think it would be really too easy for Roma fans to start going, we're shit, or absolutely shit. Because the reality is, like in yesterday's matches, is that there are days where the ball just does not want to go in the back of the net. And I am not here trying to defend this club because it's my club. I'm here trying to be realistic. It's too easy sometimes to start going, we're shit, we don't deserve anything. It's too easy. You know, it would be way too boring, it would be way too easy if we would win every single match. Yes, Venezia yesterday was a match which we had to win. But, you know, complicating stuff, risking stuff is a big part of life. And I don't want to be emotional here, I don't want to be, you know, deep here. But it's just the way it is. And yes, we have gambled it a bit too much. But this is not a negative video. Because, first of all, you know, let's hope, you know, we have to go step by step, I think. The first step is basically Atalanta losing in the next 45 minutes against AC Milan. Because if Atalanta lose in the next 45 minutes at home against AC Milan, then we were already, like, jumping a step more. So it's as simple as that. Things can change in a matter of seconds because the teams are so close together. So I don't want you to go, oh no, we're not getting another Europa League next season. No, I'm worried. Because we're going through together. We've gone through this entire season together. Through the ups and downs. Through the it's a roller coaster of emotions. But, you see, the players aren't used to finals. And when they get to finals, everything they think about, and the only thing they think about, is that. So I expect a big final, which, ladies and gentlemen, minus 10 days to the 25th of May. 15th of May today, 10 days to go. 10 days to go to the most important match of the season. You know, we're going to go through together, ladies and gentlemen. So if you haven't already, smash the subscribe button. Thank you so much for 4,000 subscribers. I can't stress it enough. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and also smash the like button as well. Let's try and get I don't know, as many likes as possible will be amazing. And comment in the comments your impressions of is a Europa League a risk. Also share the link with your families and friends and follow me on Instagram over there in the yellow box at Simon_ASR_. Let me see what people are thinking. Positive or negative? Are we getting Europa League next season? 74% says yes. 26% says gamble did too much. You know, we love the positivity. Ladies and gentlemen, come on. Up the Milan now. Up the Milan now. Up the Juventus tomorrow. And up the Sampdoria tomorrow. Then we'll think about the last gaming of the season. So if you haven't already, smash the subscribe button and I'll catch you soon.